Excuse me. All right, guys, we are live. I'm watching right now to make sure it starts up over there. There we go. Sure, I got audio. All right, we are good to go here. So I'm waiting on my guests right now, but let me go ahead and say hi to everybody. Start at the top. Terry Landry, how you doing? I'm glad I got your text a minute ago, literally just a minute ago. And let me turn this down for now. And so I'm glad you got the package. And I did send those winners packages out last week, and I sent them out a little bit late, so I apologize for that. Anyway, but you know what? Hold on. All right, this might be a little bit easier to hear if I have the mic in front of me. Okay. So anyway, Terry, I'm glad you got your package. Sid Lewis, how you doing, sir? Good to have you on here from Madison, Mississippi. I got your email. I just replied just a minute ago. Would love to try some of those jigs, my friend. Thank you so much. Heidi Clark, good to have you on here. Thank you, ma'am. One of my moderators. Oh, Heidi, I got a gift in the mail today. You may have got yours too. Oh, Slab Buster says I fixed it, so I can see that my y'all couldn't hear me. Anyway, Solomon, how you doing? Good to have you on here. Irene, the Crappie Queen, how you doing? Michael Lawrence, Greensboro, North Carolina. Good to have you on here. Crickwater Crappie Company. Man, you were not on here last week, and I have not called you. But you won. Whichever one of you, Dave or Nancy, you won the Name a Truck contest. So, if I don't call you, give me a call tomorrow, okay? And let's figure out what you want, because I don't know if you want the bait package or I can find something else for you. But you did win the contest. So the reason I did that was you said faith and freedom. And I got to think about it. You know, my boat does not have a name. And since I'm faith, family, and freedom, that's what my channel stands for. Like, you know what? That sounds good. The truck is named Faith. The boat is named Freedom. And I'm the family. Worked out perfect. So good job. Congratulations on that. And yeah, you won for sure. Chad Hilliard, how you doing? Good to see you on here. Kyle Campbell. And Texas Crappie Assassins. Y'all make sure you check his channel out as well. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's got some funny stuff with him falling out of the boat. Sorry, hit the buoy. I couldn't pass that up, dude. I'm sorry. Yardley Kennedy, how you doing? Good to have you on here. And let's see. Scroll. William C., good to see you on here. Miss JT's All Outdoors. Where's Mr. JT's All Outdoors? Hadn't seen him on here yet. Mike Hallmark, how you doing, my friend? Hope everything's going well. I know you've had some issues going there. Anyway, hope you're doing okay, brother. Todd Bell, good to see you on here. Miss JT says, hit that like button. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. Got 57 watching right now, and it's climbing. So if y'all would hit that like button, YouTube does play a big part in that. Or that does play a big part in YouTube's pushing us. If the things are liked, they push you a little more. And yeah, kind of cool. Jerry Lee, good to have you on here, my friend. Slab Buster, dude, you were on fire the other night on Match Channel. What'd you call him? Baby Gap Fishing. Anthony Marine, what's up? How you doing, my man? Hey, that video, I've got it coming. It's going to go on to another piece on there, but hang in there. It's coming. Excuse me. Y'all definitely need to check out anthonymarine.com, and they've got some great stuff for your boat. They're one of my newest sponsors, and man, I'll tell you what, guys, the storage in there, they can basically take whatever boat you have. Well, I'm gonna say whatever boat, but I'm gonna say 99% of the boats. So Tracy, don't get mad at me if I say something wrong, but they'll take your boat if you send them measurements and pictures of how it's done. They can make you a battery box compartment. So like I've got a new compartment over my battery box where I can store my fire extinguisher, stuff like that in there. Oh my gosh. Bait boxes in my, it's just crazy the stuff they can do with this. And it's pretty good. So we'll be getting a video out on that very soon. I'm gonna have to shoot a few more things. It's not ready to go yet, but anyway, good to have you on here, Tracy. Fishing Problem, man, how you doing? Good to see you on here. Fishing with Camo Joe, good to have you on here. Y'all laugh at me moving my mic. Yeah, it's kind of like talking in the middle of nowhere. Hey, hold on, let me scroll down. See, I was with Fishing with Camo Joe. Texas Crappie Assassins. Hey, man, thank you so much, buddy, for the super chat. Guys, you do have the option of a super chat. If you look at the very bottom of your text screen, there is a little $sign, and that will donate money to the channel. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. I was joking. I was not joking about checking the channel out. I was joking. Well, he did fall in the water and he did hit a buoy, but definitely go check his channel out for sure if you get a chance. So anyway, I appreciate the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. Let me get back up here where I was. And guys, if you have a question, because I'm going to be back, and we're going to be interviewing a Texas game warden tonight. He's a little bit late, but hopefully he'll be on here soon. And we're going to be interviewing him. So if you guys have questions, I'm going to be honest with you, a super chat is the way to get through there, because I'm going to be scrolling through the things as we're talking. And if you have a question, you guys are free to ask questions to him. Let me make sure he hadn't texted me, but y'all are free to ask questions to him. And that's going to be probably the easiest way to flag me. Okay. Because I'll see that pop up and get to it. All right. Let's see. MRM Ranger, how you doing? From Lake Fork. Good to have you on here. Larry McBride from Cold, Arkansas. Yeah, dude, it's getting cold here. Robert Love, how you doing? So here we go. Here's getting to the mics. Slab. Okay, you fixed it. I did. Barfly Fishing, how you doing, man? Y'all check his channel out as well. He's got a good channel. He fishes off a yak. And Misty Martin. All right, let me just go ahead and say, so I got a package in today. I saw Blake texted too, or message too, but oh, what is this? Hopefully I'm not gonna get in trouble. But thank you, Misty Martin, for sending my bonehead grasshoppers to me. I think what did you give me? 400 packs? I'm joking. It wasn't that many. I didn't get that many, but they are being shipped out, guys. So Crappie Cove did get them. I don't know if they have any left, but if you want them, you can definitely call Crappie Cove and go ahead and let's just be honest. If you're getting these grasshoppers, you use the, hey man, they send you a little sticker in here too. That's kind of cool. Look at that. I like that. So anyway, if you're getting these things, use a wired for Crappie Code, because basically Blake and Matt put that in. I don't want to take anything from them, but if you're buying anything else, then I just got a message. They're out. They're out of those. So if you want them, you need to let them know. Maybe at some point they'll make more. So with that being said, if you're buying anything from, and I see Misty just texted the same thing or messaged the same thing. If you're buying anything from Crappie Cove, look at the bottom there. Use the Asleep at the Real code. I am doing a video on. Oh man, is it fuzzy for y'all? I hope not. Let me scroll down. I'm not seeing anybody say anything, but yeah, we'll get to this in just a minute. Let me text my buddy here real quick, see if this clears up a little bit. It's fuzzy on my end, so hopefully it's not on yours. I just reset everything too. Yeah, fuzzy. Dadgummit, guys. Y'all hang in there just for a minute. Hopefully it will clear up. There's been some internet issues around here, and I apologize. Okay, we're going to get back up to the top, but I just had another super chat. I want to say thank you for that. Kip Wright. Hey, man. Not going to let Texas Crappie Assassins out super chat me. Looking forward to hearing the Warden's thoughts on keeping the first 25 on Fork and Lake of the Pines. Perfect, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I greatly appreciate you. I just saw Frank. I'm going back up, but I just saw Frank saying, "Why are you wearing 2 pair of glasses?" Like, oh crap, am I really? I had to check. I do have another pair right here. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, am I doing that? Dude, it is fuzzy. It's still fuzzy. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, I got another super chat. I want to say thanks real quick. Pro M Outdoors. Very good conversation with you today. I talked to him. Y'all definitely go check out his channel as well. He's just starting out. He was a pro bass angler, and he's got a lot of editing, filming background, kind of like I do. We both worked for some pretty good. Blake, I'm not even going to read that message. Anyway, both work for outdoor channels, stuff like that, and done a lot of video and stuff. So he's going to have some great stuff. He's slowly getting his stuff done. So y'all go check him out for sure. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. All right, let me scroll back up here. And I'm still, let me text him, dude. Yeah. Not here yet. All right, let me scroll back up here. If I skipped you, I'm so sorry. Okay, we got D-Car. Thank you so much for being on here. Hit that thumbs up. North Texas Fisherman. Good to have you on here. Pro M Outdoors. We talked to you a minute ago. Thank you so much. Native Texan Outdoors. Robert Rivera. Thank you so much. Angler Issues. Thank you. Thank you for being on here. Eric Hawkins. Good to have you on, my friend. Man, we got a lot of new people on here. I appreciate it, guys. Todd Pelly. I hope I said that right. Beaver Creek, Ohio. Thanks for being on here. Man, we got 72 watching, guys. Thank you so much. Jerry Ward, good to have you on here from South Carolina. Man, I may have a South Carolina game warden on here in a few weeks. Talking to him right now. Man. Oh, shoot. 1 second. He just texted me. Sorry, guys. Okay. He was waiting for me to call him. I sent him a link, and he's never used StreamYard, so that's not a apologize. So anyway, let's see. I'm not reading that, Slab Buster. Texas Crappie Assassins. It's all good things. So shout out. Let's see. Blake Hawk says, I'm not able to stay long. Okay, I see Chris. Chris, if you're there, if you can hear me, I see you. I'll bring you in just a minute, okay? Not able to stay long, but wanted to say hello and hit the like button for you. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Oh, man, this is awesome. Crickwater Crappie Company. So they won the Name My Truck contest last week. Says, whatever the prize is, please donate to one of your warriors. Well, man, unfortunately, it was a yeah, no, I can't get it out. It's a Fluger Tryon 30. No, it really wasn't. That's mine. But hey, I appreciate that. Oh, my thumb's stuck in here. Anyway, thank you, Crickwater. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give it to one of my warriors. I will. Definitely. Thank you. Fishing Lake Country, how you doing? Good to have you on here from Virginia. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to scroll through there real quick. Hey, Irene. Swift is my maiden name. Chris may be kinfolk. I don't think so. But he may be. You never know. So anyway, let's see. Making Waves TV. How you doing? Good to have you. SK. Y'all check out his channel. I'm sure every one of y'all are on his channel already. And we are getting into it. I'm almost to the bottom here, guys. Let's see. Just scrolling through, make sure I got nobody else in here that's new. And then I am going to bring Chris Swift on. Jojo, hey, how you doing? Good to have you on here. Terry. Oh, man, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. Got the Crappie Cove package today also. Thanks, Misty. Awesome. Let's see. Almost to the bottom here, guys. Almost to the bottom. Todd Purser, how you doing? Oh, it cleared up on my end. Hopefully it did on y'all's. Let's see. Okay. You know what, guys? Here's another one. Wade from Lakeland, Tennessee. Wade Burris. Good to have you on here. And John Maddox. John, you missed my call and I missed yours and I got it, but I will get with you tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. So let me bring on Mr. Chris Swift. So Chris Swift is a Texas game warden here in Smith County, Texas. And I want you to understand, Chris is speaking from not a department standpoint, but he's talking from a Chris Swift standpoint. Okay. So he's not talking to the department, but let's go ahead and bring Chris on. He is at an extra job. He's not in the game warden outfit, and he's securing some stuff out there. Let me turn my mic up just a tad bit. Chris, can you hear me?
I got you.
Okay. Hold on. Man, I'm delayed. I don't know why. Okay, Chris, how you doing, brother, man?
I'm good. How are you, Chris?
Man, I'm doing good. Doing good. You know what? I may have to hold on. Guys, I'm having technical issues. I'm going to have to plug a headset in here. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. I haven't used this headset in a long time, but I'm not able to hear him. Well, shoot. I've got a delay. All right, Chris.
I got you.
Say something to me real quick.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I hear you, but I'm delayed on my end for some odd reason. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep this going. And when you talk, I'll turn my mic up or turn my speaker up and go from there. Okay. So, Chris, talk to us. Tell us real quick what you do and what you can't talk about tonight. Make it easy.
Yeah, I'm a Texas game warden stationed in Smith County. I've been up here about 9 years, been a game warden for around 12 years. My first duty station was in Port Arthur, Texas.
Okay. You know what? I'm having a hard time here because I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing me talk over you. Shoot. How are we going to do this? You know what? I got an idea, Chris. Hold on.
Okay.
let me try one other thing here. I'm gonna turn this down, guys. Y'all bear with me, okay? I'm going to StreamYard on my phone and seeing if I can do it that way. Okay. Enter the studio. Oh my gosh. I've got to go to Safari. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting there. Almost there. Allow. Okay, let me see if I can hear you on my phone. Chris, say something real quick.
How you doing?
Man, it's not working either. All right. Hey, guys, let me ask y'all real quick. Are y'all hearing? Is he? Let me turn this off. Are y'all hearing him? Me talk over him? When we talk together, are y'all hearing me talk over him? Or is it just on my end? All good, all good. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're both good, they say. So let me see how I can do this. Okay, Chris, here's what's going to happen. We're just going to talk, and I'm going to do my best to hear what you're saying. And guys, if y'all have any questions for Chris, then go ahead and put them in just on my end, which is the most important end right now because I got to talk to him. Anyway, so if y'all have any questions for Chris from a game warden standpoint, but again, he cannot talk from the department standpoint. He's talking from a Chris Swift standpoint. Am I correct, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer some department questions, just answer any questions the best I can. So,
okay. So he's going to answer anything he can. Man, this is terrible on my end. Okay, guys. So here we go. Chris, tell me what, just in general, tell me what you guys, I know I just mentioned it, but what you do, you told me that already just a minute ago, but from a standpoint of, well, we could have talked on the phone today, and I'm sorry, I'm a little dysfunctional because I can't hear what's going on, but let me try. No, that's not going to work. Hey, let me remove you real quick and bring you back in. Give me 1 second to try this. Oh, I see what the problem is. Okay, say something again, Chris.
how you doing?
Man, I see the problem. I had my mic on over there. Okay, we're back. We are good to go now, guys. All right. So, Chris, I missed the first part. Tell me real quick for everybody else what you do, and kind of go from there. We'll make that fast, and we'll start moving on again.
Okay, yeah, I'm a Texas game warden. Been a game warden. I guess I'll have 12 years here in a couple months. Been in Tyler, Smith County about 9 years now.
So you just kind of run around and give tickets to people. Just playing. I've encountered Chris before, and he's been very, very professional. Great guy, and so I wanted to have him on tonight. Let me get rid of John's comment there so we can see better. And I'm gonna be scrolling through. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask them. But so we brought in, and I'm not trying to change the limit. That's not my whole goal of this thing. But we talked with Jerry not long ago about guides, voluntarily changing the limits, and really what it's about is conservation. No matter where you are in the country, we are afforded a great opportunity of 25 crappie right now. Some places are 15. I want to say Tennessee is 30, 35 in Louisiana, but kind of what's your idea? I know we talked earlier. What's your idea in live scope and everything?
We're started getting some questions about live scope, us and some of the guys over at fisheries. We're starting to talk about it a little bit. some of the game wardens, some of the guides have approached me, and just the general fishing public, um, asking me, hey, what do you think long term for live scope is, and basically how is it going to affect the fish? And we don't have the answers to that question. I know we've seen trends. 10, 12 years ago when side scan came out, there was a similar discussion, and we keep getting these new features, better ways to fish, better ways to see fish, and we don't know as of now what impact it's going to have on the fishery.
Okay. And you're a crappie fisherman. I mean, you love crappie fishing.
I do. I'm a former fishing guide, so when I moved up to East Texas, I figured I need to learn how to crappie fish. So, and I'm still learning. I catch them sometimes.
So one thing that I didn't mention today, but you mentioned in our conversation a while ago, and I'm going to just bring it up. And if you want to keep going with that, you're more than welcome. But we were talking about brush piles. Do you remember that conversation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'll let you talk on that if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. When I moved up here, bought a used bass boat, and my parents retired up here, and we decided that, hey, let's learn how to catch crappie. Grew up bass fishing, then revolved to the coast, and then fishing up north for part of my life, and then moved to East Texas and wanted to learn how to crappie fish. So we went old school. We got Christmas trees and willows and center blocks, and we went and sank them, and we had our own brush piles, so to speak, and we had 5 or 6 brush piles, and pretty much year round we could go out and catch a limit or close to a limit of crappie. And that was 8-9 years ago, and it's changed in 8 or 9 years. I've got a lot more brush piles and a lot more brush piles marked, and I can't catch them like I did 8 or 9 years ago. I don't know if it's pressure or what it is, but it seems like there's definitely more pressure. I think some of the lakes are more popular. They go in trends, but I see plenty of people cleaning them at the cleaning stations, though. So somebody's catching them.
Well, but you were saying something to the effect of without the brush piles, it kind of lends into the I guess their ecosystem, because people used to put brush piles out and they're not anymore.
Yeah, I think we've noticed a trend. I mean, some of us have noticed a trend this time of year normally, and way before I got here, but I can remember 7-8 years ago, February and March, you'd see the flat bottom boats or the barges with the Christmas trees and the willows and PVC structures, and you used to mark a brush pile, and before GPS, you'd mark that boathouse and that boathouse, and you'd kind of figure out where that brush pile was, and it took you a little while to find it. And I think that that might be becoming a lost art. I talked to a guy a couple of years ago at the boat ramp, and he had 2 big side scan units on the front and the side, and he was from the Grapevine, Dallas area, and I asked him how the fishing was, and he said they caught a few, but mainly they came to Lake Palestine to mark brush piles. And I asked him how long he'd been on the water. He said 4 or 5 hours. And I said, how many brush piles did you mark? And he said over 50 brush piles. So, back in the, a lot of people used to sink brush piles. With the technology nowadays, you can go out to any main lake point, any creek drop off, and you can find brush piles with the technology nowadays.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Then that's a good point. I mean, there's, I don't even fish brush piles very often. It's very rare that I do. I'm sure where the brush piles are that I fish, just because well, you got side scan on your game warden boat, so you find them too, I'm sure. But
yeah, we see all kinds of anomalies. It takes a while to learn how to use the side scans, and then once you learn how to use it, you upgrade. But the reason we have side scans on our patrol boat mainly are to, unfortunately, is to find bodies.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, a side question I just thought of, but are you allowed to pull those points off and put them on your personal?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could. But there's a lot of, there's a lot to be said. It's weird. A lot of the game wardens had prior jobs before they were game wardens. We all did for the most part. I was a hunting and fishing guide, and then there's a game warden up north of me who was a fishing guide before he was a very good fishing guide before he was a game warden. So when I got my hummingbird, I think it's 1198. It's an older one, but I would call him constantly and ask him, what am I looking for? What kind of anomalies am I looking for? And I went up there and spent a couple of days with him, and he was showing me bridge pilings and brush piles. But anytime you tinker with your equipment like that, and then you go out and you need to find some evidence, you need to find a body on the bottom of the lake. If you can find a crappie on a brush pile, then it makes it very easy to find a vehicle or a submerged boat or a body on the bottom. So the more time you mess with it and tinker with it, the better it is to find. Yeah. So
sure. Yep. Hey, I got a question from one of the guys, and then we'll get back into it. But this is one of my guys, Making Waves TV, says, I know you're out of Smith County. I have a commercial fishing question. Can I legally fish Sam Rayburn commercially? And I guess, well, I'll let you discuss that. I don't know if he has a license or what, but
yeah. So that is, Sam Rayburn's not my lake. Some lakes they have commercial fishermen on some lakes, and some lakes they don't, and that's determined by the state. So I know Lake Livingston's one that they have got some commercial cat fishermen on. So he would need to check with the local Sam Rayburn, the game warden in that county, or talk to someone in Austin or someone at fisheries. I don't work Big Sam, so I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. There's another one for Sam Rayburn. I'll just go ahead and throw it out there for the fun of it. See if you know it. They have a fish consumption advisory. You may not know.
No, same thing. You'd have to talk to the local wardens or go to Sam Rayburn's website, and all that's going to depend on water flow, what's coming into Sam Rayburn at that time. So I can't answer that question either. Y'all give me a deer question or something easy.
Yeah. Well, this is one. It's not our county, but you can probably speak to that. Eric Hawkins asked, can you, for the month of December, it's really through December to February, can you call, or it's called Keep What You Catch? Can you explain how it works? I mean, I'm sure you know this.
Yes, and I don't know the exact dates, but as far as I know, the two lakes in this area are Lake of the Pines and Lake Fork.
Yep.
There's a time frame, and I don't know the exact dates again. There's a time frame where you have to keep the first 25 crappie you catch. Those are, I believe, they're deeper areas, and you're pulling those fish up from a deeper area. And then you've got, basically, we don't want those fish. We don't want to just feed the turtles with those fish. So I'm not sure what other lakes, but I know Lake of the Pines and Lake Fork, that's the case, but I don't know the dates.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, it is December 1st to February 28th. I do know that because I fish those lakes. So, and basically it's just, when they're deep. I mean, because you pull them up and these guys have, their eyes are bugged out. They came up. It's called the bends for us humans. And that's what will happen. Their air bladders will get extended. Their eyes will pop out, and they're not going to survive. It seems like the bigger fish do better on that. The smaller fish don't. But okay, so here's a good question from Mr. Frank McKinney. I know you know some of the biologists. Do you know when the last time and we talked about this earlier, and I'll let you explain a little bit more. As far as what was the last time the crappie population was checked by the state? And I'm assuming he's talking about Palestine, but can you give us some insight as to how the biologists do that?
I tell you what, I've got a pretty good relationship with the fisheries biologist in the Tyler area, and boys, those guys are. I talked to them today, and they were on a lake running gill net samples. Those guys, man, you talk about being in a boat day in and day out and getting sunburn. Those guys are doing it. So I don't know if they've specifically done a survey on Lake Palestine crappie, but I know that those guys have got nets in the water. They're doing krill surveys all the time for largemouth, for sandbass. We did an extensive flathead research for 2 or 3 years in a row. Those guys have they know what's going on, in my opinion, on every lake, and they're looking for declines, diseases, algae blooms, water hyacinth, all that. So I don't know if they've specifically done any studies on Lake Palestine crappie, but I know that I'm fully confident they know what's going on with the crappie population on Lake Palestine.
Okay, and that's a good question here. Kind of an off title. Hey, William C., I see your comment, but I'm not. I'll ask him that separately. That's a one-off thing. I'm not gonna do that right now, but I will find out for you. What's the Sandbass? I know I'm mainly a crappie fishing deal, but I'm starting Sandbass again. We had a big die-off about 4 years ago, roughly.
I think it was 3 years ago.
3 years, so about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Have you got any reports on Sandbass? What their sizes are, how they're going, or anything?
I think, yeah. I mean, Palestine sandbass are healthy. They're already catching some on the upper stretches of Prairie Fork, Black Fork, and the Natchez River.
Okay.
This time of year, it's going to be your males. I would expect the females to start showing up, depending on this weather that we're fixing to get next week. But I would expect the females usually start showing up around Valentine's Day or a little bit after that. I can tell you that the year after the die-off, I did not see one female sandbass in the Natchez River in the springtime.
Really?
Last year, we saw quite a few females, and then it was a pretty good run last year. A tremendous amount of hybrids last year. The hybrids weren't affected, which was good. And then I think we're talking to a lot of the local fishermen. I would say we're probably 75% back, if not more than that.
Really?
Population seems healthy. Yep.
Man, that's good to know, because I've only caught during the year. I've only caught probably 3 sandbass or white bass, some of you may call them, and they weren't even 12 inches. They weren't even 10 inches. So that's why I was kind of concerned about it this year.
Yeah, I've already checked guys with quite a few sandbass this year. So it seems like, and again, they're a prolific fish. They lay a lot of eggs. There's a tremendous amount of them that not only use the Natchez River, but Kickapoo and some of the smaller creeks around Lake Palestine, and they bounce back pretty quick. And I think their population's pretty good from what I've seen and what I've heard.
Cool. Okay, so let me just ask you this. This is from a Chris Swift standpoint, not from a game warden, but let's just talk about conservation.
Okay.
What's your philosophy? I know we kind of talked about this. I mean, you like the idea that guys were kind of throwing some back. And hey, is that? I've got a bunch of noise. Is that your cup?
I don't know what that noise is.
Okay, so you're hearing it too. Okay. Okay, perfect. Anyway, so what's your philosophy on conservation in general? Just from a Chris Swift standpoint, from a crappie fisherman standpoint, I'm not looking to change. I'm not looking to change limits for the state, because I mean, we talked earlier. That's not fair to the father and son that go out, and we're just trying to figure out how to conserve some of these fish. So, what's your ideas on conservation, bud?
I don't know if there's a right answer to that. The way I grew up, the way that my dad taught me and his dad taught him was, you eat what you harvest. So whether that be a deer or a dove or a turkey or a fish, and I pass that on to my boy. Hey, can we shoot this raccoon? No, we're not going to shoot the raccoon because we're not going to eat it. That's just an example. He doesn't like to shoot raccoons.
Right.
Just so I've always been in the I've always been in the theory where whether it was on the coast or crappie fishing, if my freezer's full of deer and crappie, and we're going to catch and release that day. If I want to eat crappie that night and we have a good day on the water, then we'll hold some of that back. We'll cook them that night, or we'll cook them the next night. We'll freeze the rest. But if I've had a good season or a good crappie spawn, and I've got a lot of crappie in my freezer, we'll go catch and release after that. You know, and we've seen it with the bass fishermen. They started that trend a long time ago. And I don't know. There's just it seems like there's a lot of people that keep them, and I don't know if it's for the pictures or to give away. My partner worked a case 2 years ago over at Mud Creek on 344, where some guys they caught 50 crappie. The time of the year was probably, I would guess, underneath the big bridge on Lake Palestine, and my partner was down there or got a call, and there was 50 nice crappie that were not even dumped in the creek. They were dumped on the side of the creek, uncleaned. 50 of them.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, it makes you wonder. You know, was that all for the picture? You know, was there a, you know, did somebody want to, you know, show everybody that they caught 50 nice crappie, and you know, did they not take care of them? Did they not put them on ice, or was it for the picture and then they dumped them? You know, so um, hey, the limits are the limits. You know, they're there for people to enjoy, especially with COVID going on. You know, a lot of people, you know, if you can eat fish or deer for dinner, that's better than having to go to the store. But you know, I think there's a time to keep fish, and I think there's a time where if you have to spend 2 or 3 hours, you know, trying to give fish away, you know, sometimes I think it'd be easier to throw them back in the water. So,
Right.
that's my opinion.
Yeah. And I'm right there with you. You know, I mean, you guys see me catch fish all the time, and I usually throw about 4 big ones in my live well and take a picture with them, and then I release them. Yeah, I'm letting fish go all the time. That's just what I do. I can't eat that many. And it's pointless to have them. I did when I first started. I have to say, I cleaned so many fish. It was ridiculous. And you know, I think this is my end. Heidi said it was my end that I'm getting some static. Hold on. Let's see if that helps. Maybe so. I plugged my headset in. Yeah, it's still going. Anyway, anyway, what I was saying, I kept a bunch of fish, and I did feed my warriors, you know,
Sure.
that year. But
Nothing.
after
Yeah.
that, I was like, you know, I just can't. Number one, I don't want to clean them. It just takes too long.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a big, to me, it's a big thing for conservation. Whether it's deer, whether it's dove, whether it's, you know, whatever. Conserve, keep the things here for everybody else to enjoy. I want my kids to grow up and be able to take their kids out and fish. So hey, there's a couple questions here that are going to be a little bit off crappie fishing. Man, what is going on with my mic? Make sure the plug's in right. Hold on, let me mute myself and come back. Okay. It's my end. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. I apologize. But here's a couple of things. Let's see. Justin asked if we've had any Sasquatch sightings around here. Hey, is there a Black Panther around here?
Not that I know of.
I know somebody,
but it's a pretty common question, believe me.
I can't remember who it was, or maybe you told me. Somebody told me they called you and said, "Can I ask a question?" And you said, "As long as it's not about a panther."
Yep.
And see, MRM Ranger, he's from East Texas as well. Do you have any knowledge on Sylvania spraying on lakes? Is there a way to get rid of it? I don't know if that's something you can talk about. I know you know about it,
yes,
but I don't know.
I mean, yeah. So we do have giant Sylvania on Lake Palestine right now on the north end. It's there. We had some concerned fishermen and duck hunters, and then my partner and I actually found a cove with quite a bit of giant Sylvania in it. So they've already sprayed. They've had some teams up there. We're aware of it. And it just goes to show everybody, not only is it the law, but, let's take the extra 5 minutes to drain our boats. And when we say drain the boat, that includes the live wells. I've had people argue with me at the boat ramp. Hey, I'm just going 3 or 4 miles. I want to get my fish home. That's just, you got to prepare. You got to have a cooler with ice in it, have a bucket. Those fish will make it. They'll be fine till you get home. But when we say drain your boat, that's everything. That's not only is that your main drain and your builds, that's also your live wells. So what happens is, that particular person goes home, they get invited to go to another lake, and if they've got a little bit of Salvania, and that goes for your trader too, and they transfer that Salvania to another lake, just like zebra mussels or anything else, that cost everybody money. It cost us money, the department, as far as spraying goes. But if we get a zebra mussels or giant Salvania and they start overtaking a lot of these lakes, we're looking at, changing the ecology of the lakes, and just, it being choked up, or it's just not good. They're called invasive for a reason. They don't belong here. So we just want to keep them contained, and we want to just do our due diligence as sportsmen to spend an extra 5 minutes at the boat ramp and make sure we're not transferring water anywhere.
So I'm going to get rid of the question here, but I'm going to ask you this. I mean, this is from my knowledge, and then I'm going to mute myself again so I get rid of the popping sound. But say I come out of the water, and I'm trying to throw a scenario at it. I come out of the water. God dog it. Hold on, guys. I'm going to unplug this mic and put it back. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
It's still popping. I got to restart the computer. Okay, so say I pull my boat out of the water. I have a little bit of water in my live well. I take off. I drive down 155, the main highway. How is that going to? I'm asking a question. I'm not arguing. How is that going to affect this? For instance, like here's a better idea. So say I keep some crappie in my live well, because I'm going to take them to my father-in-law's pond, which is a private pond, which I can legally transport fish to. I take the fish out, throw them in the pond, and then as I'm going down 155, drain the boat. How does that affect it? And I'm asking the question. I'm curious.
Sure. So you got a little bit of water in there, and then the next day you decide to go to Lake of the Pines. Okay. And you've got some giant Salvania spore that is left in your live well, a little bit of water. And then what you do is you go to Lake of the Pines, and then you fill up your live well. Okay. And then as the live well gets too full, you leave the pump on. Regardless, you turn your bilges on. It's possible for you to start putting some of the, even though it's a little amount, but it's possible for you to start putting some Lake Palestine water in Lake of the Pines. Okay. So, and then traders are just as bad. We see it with traders all the time. You just transfer that one little spore, that one little stem of giant Salvania or zebra mussel. You transfer that to another lake, and I mean, that's how it's getting transferred. I mean, there's no other explanation. I mean, that's how it's getting transferred. So we have to, just be careful with it. It's bad. I mean, they've got other states have cleaning stations. I mean, they've got whole setups at boat ramps. We've got game wardens that do inspections on boats that come across state lines. We just want to just try to take care of the lakes the best we can.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Sure. Okay, great answer. Thank you so much. Here's a good question from Mickey Diaz. says, if I go on vacation for a week, and I'm assuming you mean to Texas, am I only allowed 2 limits in possession for the whole week, staying in the cabin?
From Nikki Diaz? Is that
Mickey D's.
Oh, Mickey.
Sorry.
Mickey D's. So, is he talking about Texas or out of state?
He doesn't say, but I'm assuming Texas.
Okay. So you're allowed to have twice the daily bag limit when it comes to fish. Okay, so you go on a 3-day trip, you catch a limit of fish 3 days in a row, you've got to consume those fish. You have to do. You cannot travel home with 3 days limit. You can travel home with 2 days limit. Not to get confused with waterfowl or migratory birds. That's different altogether. So twice your limit. If you're going to go down to Sabine Lake and trout fish, you can travel home with twice of the daily bag limit.
All right, good answer. And I'm assuming that's just to there's no way to prove how long you've been gone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
yeah, and that's one of those. I tell a lot of people, there's there's laws that have been in well before I was a game warden, and we've got 2 divisions. We've got the law enforcement division and we've got the wildlife division. So, a lot of times the wildlife, those are the guys out there doing the surveys and the deer counts and things like that. So they most of the rules and regulations and limits are based on not only enforcement but what they see. So why it's a twice a daily bag limit, it might have something to do with it being easier to enforce for us, but that's the way it's been for since I've been a game warden.
okay, yeah, no problem. That's perfect. So Mickey, what you need to do is you need to eat well. If you're there for 5 days, eat well for 3 nights. I mean,
Have
really
a party,
well.
bring some fish fry.
Yes. Let's see. Slabbuster says it's 30 there in Alabama. And nobody keeps that many. That's probably because they can't catch them. I'm just playing Slab. Hey, Mike, my headphones are unplugged, man. That's what I did a minute ago. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's still happening.
It's just when you're talking for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's never happened before. But I'll mute myself. I'll quit talking. Let's see. I had Eric said he can't hear me. But you can hear me, right, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. Sid Lewis asked, and I asked you this the other day. Now, Sid's not in Texas, but that's a good question for Texas because there's a lot of rumors out there. So, what about at home in the freezer? How many can you have in there?
At home in the freezer? Is that the question?
Yes. Yes.
In Texas, we're concerned with how many you have on your person. Okay. So, if you go on a 2-day trip to Lake Waco and you travel home with your twice a daily bag limit, so you're pulled over or seen at a gas station or something, and a game warden counts your fish, and you've got 50 fish, and he's going to ask you, go through his deal, look for your fishing license, how many days you've been fishing. These are yesterday's fish, these are today's fish. Once those fish get to your house, that's considered final destination in Texas. So we're not interested in coming into your residence and counting how many crappie fillets you have. That's for Texas. So I can't speak for other states.
No, that's perfect. Thank you so much. We're down to the bottom of the questions here, Chris. What else do you want to say? Is there anything that I have not asked that you want to talk about? Conservation, hunting, fishing, whatever. Anything you'd like to say before we hang out of here?
No. I mean, I just just want to let everybody know that they see the game warden trucks driving around, and we drive around to
check a lot of people in obvious spots, but it seems like it's the sportsmen and the conservationists that see something going on that text us or call us or get a hold of us or take a picture or something like that. A lot of the big cases that we make and a lot of the investigations that we get, people that were, that we're really after, come from people like y'all. So, y'all see something going wrong, something going on, and somebody, breaking a game law as far as that goes, reach out to us. I hear a lot of people say, "Hey, I saw this guy doing this," or, some guys were doing this, and then they'll kind of tell me when I see them in town or at lunch or at a gas station, "Hey, 2 weeks ago, these guys were doing this." And I go, "Well, why didn't you call me? You had my number." And the most common response is, "Well, we didn't want to bother you." We appreciate the courtesy and not wanting to bother us, but, that's why we became game wardens. We've got somebody that is what we call a flagrant violation. We want to know about it. So y'all feel free to reach out to us. If you see us, approach us, and we'd like to hand out business cards, and just like how I met you, Chris, probably on the lake somewhere. And that goes for fishing guides and kids and people of all ages. We're here to help. We're here to ask questions, to answer questions, and y'all see something going on, let us know. A lot of times that's how we make our big cases. It's not driving around checking fishing licenses. It's people calling us and letting us know what's going on. So we really need that. That's an important part of our job.
All right. Hey, Chris, I've got a couple more questions, but I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to go unplug my computer from the back and plug it back in and see if I can get rid of this noise. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay, let's give that a shot. Still there. Maybe worse. Okay, I'm just keep muting myself when we go here. I don't have another mic page. I'm sorry. Let's see. Making Waves TV. This is about a hunting question. Can you use an airbow to hunt in Texas?
Yes, there's certain restrictions on the airbow. I don't have my book with me. I'd have to look it up. I think there's certain restrictions on the size, and maybe I'm not sure exactly. I know it was legalized a couple years ago, but a lot of times, even on our game laws, you can Google airbow Texas, or what's legal in Texas airbow. A lot of times you can do that, and our law will actually pop up on some of those. So yes, it is legal, but there are restrictions on it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. William C. asked, are they putting more hybrids in Lake Palestine? Any idea? I
don't know. That'd be a good question for the fisheries guys. I know there was a gap 5 or 6 years ago, and a lot of the people, the fishermen on Lake Palestine, really wanted them back, and that's a timing issue with the fisheries guys. Everything needs to come together as far as them collecting samples and then getting the eggs. A hybrid is a cross, obviously, between a striper and a white bass. So even though the hybrids will run up the creeks, they're a fertile fish. I mean, they're a sterile fish. So they are a popular fish, and I know 2 or 3 years in a row that they stocked Lake Palestine with hybrids. And last year, the age class was tremendous. I mean, we had some big hybrids. So I'm not sure if they get enough and the timing's right and they get to collect enough brood fish, then I'm sure they'll stock them again. But I don't know the schedule, and I don't know for sure if they're going to stock them.
Sorry. Okay. One more question. And Todd, I see your question, but I'll get to you separately on that. MRN Ranger asked, I know they restock bass in lakes in Texas, but they restock crappie as well.
That's a good question. Generally, they don't. Crappie. I was talking to Jake from the Tyler Fisheries a couple hours ago, and we were kind of talking about live scope, and I was asking him, hey, is he getting a lot of questions about live scope? And he said, yeah. And I asked this, hey, are we doing anything with the department so far on that? And the answer was no. But Jake was kind of explaining to me the lifespan of a crappie, how prolific they are, and what we kind of talked about, and what they talked about from a biologist standpoint is just the timing, everything going right during the spring, the conditions in the springtime being right, and the water being right, and water levels being up in the buck brush where the crappie can have a good spawn, and he seemed like that Mother Nature had a much bigger influence on a good crappie spawn versus a state stocking crappie. They have a lifespan, I think, 4 to 5 years. He was saying that a female can reach 10 years reproductive age. I mean, a female can reach 10 inches in 2 years, and she can lay eggs in a 2-year period as a 10 or 11-inch fish. So they're a very prolific fish. I'm not aware of any stocking programs. I know we have the capability, but with a fish like that go through the cycles and the booms and bust, I don't know how much stocking our department does on crappie. That would be a question for a fisheries biologist.
Perfect. Well, man, I appreciate it, Chris. I'll give you a call as soon as it's over. We'll talk for a minute, but I appreciate you taking your time off to be here tonight. And sorry my mic is screwing up, but thank you for being on here and giving us a little insight on the conservation. I mean, from a crappie fisherman yourself, the simple fact is, guys, if you catch fish, keep what you eat. Keep what you can eat. If you can't eat them, throw them back. Let them live. Let somebody else catch them. That's kind of my philosophy. I think it's yours as well, correct?
Yeah, I just like to, I like to watch the bobber go down in the springtime, and like to watch my kid catch them, and it's just fun to watch that rod bend. Feel the pull of the line, and I know some people that are avid fishermen. They don't eat fish, and then I know some people that don't throw many back. So there's not a right or wrong answer. Hopefully we can maintain the population, and there's enough for everybody to enjoy. So
that's right. If you want to watch a rod bend, you need to use an ACC crappie stick. Sorry, that's one of my sponsors. I gotta say it. But Chris, thanks so much for being on here, buddy. I appreciate you. And I'll let you go. I'm gonna end this quickly because my mic is sounding terrible. I hear it. It hadn't sounded like this all day, and I apologize, guys. But I appreciate every one of y'all that have been on here. If you would, real quick, hit the like button. For everybody who did give a super chat, thanks so much. And guys, we will catch y'all next week. And hopefully I can get, you know what? It's gone now. It's something with the connection there because I don't hear it anymore. Y'all hear the crackle? Still got 59 people. Static stopped. It's gone. Yeah, it's something with the connection, guys. So it was on my end because it wasn't Chris's end. Because every time I talked, every time I muted myself, I was fine. Okay. Oh well, it's modern technology. So anyway, I was gonna throw this out there. I gotta do it, and it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I'm not getting paid by these guys, but if y'all hadn't got some Pawpaw's jerky, oh my gosh, it's good. I've been eating it all day. I'm down. This is my last pack. I gotta buy some more. So they actually have something. They contacted me about it, and hopefully I'm not gonna throw a kink in their plans, but they're gonna do a challenge with I'm going to tell you what pepper, but they're going to have a hot pepper. It's going to be a challenge. And so hopefully we're going to get some of that out. So anyway, Check them out. Hey guys, thanks so much for being on here tonight. Now that the static's gone, I appreciate every one of y'all for being here. This is like a family, guys. I say that every time I'm on here, but it really is. I see a lot of the same people that we talk to. Sorry, I was looking at my deal. I see the same people that I talk to a lot on our live streams, and y'all harass each other, and I love it. Thanks so much for being on here. Thanks for being a part of the family, and I appreciate it. For those who gave a super chat tonight, thank you so much again. And guys, y'all have a great week. The spawn is upon us. That's the only way I can say it. The spawn is upon us, and it's going to be happening soon. I did a show. I got one more show coming up with Blake Hawk from my Tennessee trip. That will be next Sunday. And we had a good time. We got snowed on the entire time. But on Wednesdays, I'm starting to do a different show. So I'm doing a show on Sunday and Wednesday now, just probably during the spawn, because there's gonna be a lot of fishing going on. So y'all stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing probably Sandbass fishing. I may do some crappie fishing during the spawn, but I'm planning on getting in there and hitting those Sandbass in my John boat, having a good time with it. And let me look at my deal. That's it, guys. That's it. So I appreciate y'all for being on here. Next Monday night, we'll be on here again. Heidi says scorpion peppers are hotter than ghost peppers. I grew ghost peppers last year, and I made some salsa with it, and I had to add sugar to it. I couldn't do it. So I like hot stuff, but that's too much. Anyway, hey, William C., I see you said y'all have a good day, and I will get with you on that. I'll call Chris on your question and see what we can do. I apologize, I haven't done it. Making Waves TV says, I went to Palestine Friday. They were up by the villages. That's good to know. I was there. I wish you had called me. I was there Friday too. I was way up north. Caught a couple big big girls up there. And I've got a really cool video coming out Wednesday. The first part of it is a battery, my live scope battery, but then I do some fishing. And I've got an awesome video I've never seen before, but I've got you can barely see the fish being caught on live scope, and then the fish gets off and takes off, and you can see where he goes on live scope. Pretty cool. I never really realized what they do. So anyway, all right, guys, that's it, man. Y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all next Monday. Y'all take care, and thanks for joining in tonight. I appreciate it. Oh, by the way, if you would, share this video. Share all my videos. Let's try to grow this channel, guys. I'm going to tell you real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I am 55 people away, 55 subscribers away from 3,000. So let's see if we can't make that happen. See, Mickey D's. Give me 1 second. Let's see what he said. He put a whole thing in there. My dad always said the reason we would go flounder gigging at 10 p.m. was so after the clock struck midnight, we can keep another limit. That's actually, Mickey, I know the answer to this question because I watched Lone Star Law. And the answer is yes, you can do that. But you can't have them both on a boat. So you can fish till midnight, then you got to go clean them, take them off the boat, then you go back out again and clean them. I'm 99.9% sure that's 99.9% sure that's the answer to that, because that actually happened on the show Lone Star Law with the Texas Game Wardens recently, and that was where they got a big ticket because they had basically two limits. They started the day before, fish all through midnight, and so they had their whatever limit. I don't even know what it is on flounder, and they got a ticket. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. So all right, guys, I'm heading out here, and I appreciate it. Thanks for being on, and we will catch y'all next week. Take care.